Thank you so much for joining. We are joined by attendees by over 15 countries, including community managers, founders, HR leaders, marketing pros, consultants, and some of you probably wear the exact same hats all in one. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Megan Bates. I am the senior community strategist here at Hivebrite. I am the more product agnostic side of the house. I have community managed, community consulted, and this is my second community platform to work for. So I'm really excited to be your moderator today. The folks you have on the call are specifically a part of our professional services group. So what that means is once you get all of the product support via onboarding and any other technical needs, you also have the ability to get professional services. Professional services may include my service, which is teaching you best practices in engagement, but can also be specific to today's session, design services. Outside of that, we also offer kind of re-onboarding or trainings as well, but specific to today, you have both me as the community strategy piece and you have the design services as well. So I will let them intro themselves a little bit later on, but I'll go ahead and get us started. So thank you, Marie. Thank you, Magali, for being here. And we'll go ahead and get started. So let's talk about first impressions. Whether we realize it or not, we all make snap judgments, especially when it comes to branding and digital spaces. When someone lands on your community homepage, they are already making decisions before they even read a word. It happens all the time, even when we're doing professional services. Clients will say, hey, my users aren't engaged. And oftentimes that comes from maybe them seeing the community for the first glance and they're not really enjoying what they see so far. Your design is your first impression. It's going to set the tone, it builds trust, or inverse, it builds friction. So, when we talk about branding, we're really talking about clarity and confidence and belonging. So, let's break down some ways that visual design can help create that trust. And these are some of the things that we work with day after day with our clients. One, there needs to be some sort of a clear navigation. This is going to reduce friction and encourage exploration. I'm always teaching our clients, whatever your top three most important things for users to see, those are the things that people need at the very start of your navigation, right? Second to that, there needs to be a clear page title. That's going to help them understand your purpose right away. From there, you need clear, smart calls to action. So, again, what are the three things you really want people to get engaged with? But also, on the other side of that, you don't want people to be overwhelmed. So, how do you convey that within the design of your site that they need to take 2 to 3 steps without getting too overwhelmed? From there, it's possible to create badges and testimonials. Those things all signal that your community is alive and that you're actively rewarding and spotlighting users for the things you want them to do. And then lastly, from there are logos, any kind of member stories, things of that nature that create credibility and a human touch. So design as a whole, it's not just about the experience, it's about the aesthetics, and every element is going to play a role. So let's now switch gears and talk a little bit about the tools that are going to bring that to life. Most specific to Hivebrite is our page builder. This is a no-code drag and drop editor specifically built for our communities. It's one of the best on the market, and I'm not just saying that because I work for Hivebrite. I've seen it. It's very easy to use. The layouts will help you get started. There's an option to create templates for multiple different pages. There's a visual editor for real-time updates, and there's also an easy content management system that allows you to drag and drop and copy and paste any kinds of quick information from marketing or wherever you may find it. It's powerful, flexible, and designed to scale as your community grows. So from here, I'll pass things over to Marie for your product demo. Marie, I'll let you take over and share screen when you're ready.
Hello, everyone. Very happy to be here. I'm Mary, and I'm a lead product manager at Hivebrite, and I've worked on the page builder, among other parts of our product. I'm going to start demoing the basics of the page builder, and then Magali will do the design part, like the design eye to use the builder, I mean, because you can do simple pages to more advanced things when you also are familiar with the tool. So the page builder, Megan started to introduce it. It's a tool to like create unique pages for your community, web pages, and to really like customize the experience for different members of your community. Those pages that you create, they can be public, private, they can be only inside groups, or they can be also restricted to different types of user of your community. As you can see here, you can either start from templates or from your template, because in another area, you can build your own templates to save them there and reuse them when you create another page, or to push them inside groups for group admin to not start from scratch. Here, I'm going to start from the welcome page template. Let's go. And you see, I already have content here on my page. So this is the building area, and very simple, basic to begin with. It's a drag and drop system. So anything here can be removed with the little icon here, and you can drop any type of content that you have here in the panel. So for example, if you want to drop a button there, for example, and add some space, you can use those types of components. And then to remove, you go there and you remove that section like this. So that's the first point, drag and drop system. Then another important basic point to start with is that when you drop new content, you can either start from the layout, if you already know the number of columns that you want, etc., or from pre-filled section, or directly from components, like I did for the button, and then decide if you want several columns thanks to the icon here. So this is just what's more convenient for you, layout first or a component first, and then you can always change your mind and go back to 2 columns, to 1 column, so or the number that you want. Then I'm going to review the components that we have, the type of components. As you could quickly see maybe already, we have 3 sections, single, blocks, and advanced. In the single components, you have headlines, paragraph, buttons, divider, a custom code option if you want to type your own code, image, spacer, and video. I'm going to quickly show you a few things of the text. So here you can see when I select the text, there is a toolbar here arriving at the top. And I can, of course, change the font. And I can also use some custom fonts if I want. So if you have a very strong brand and you have your own font, you can upload the files and you can reuse it here. What's also convenient in the builder is that it will dynamically reuse your branding. So if you already have a font set in the branding for the rest of your community page, it will be pulled here. Same as your primary color. Here you see it's the color of the Hivebrite community directly. Then let's check a bit more this button now that I'm here. Adding just a bit of space here. So here, so this is my primary color, but imagine in the end, I want to have not 1, but 2 buttons. I can add a secondary button here, and I can decide to either keep this style, the secondary one, or use the inverse mode. So here are some very basic points to show you that with this these settings and component, you can retrieve your branding and very quickly build nice pages here. Then let's go a bit through another simple component, which is images. Here, I'm going to remove that image, and no, I could directly change it, but I'm just showing you like how to remove and add new things. So I remove that image, and here I want to choose a new one. So I have three options. I can upload my own content, add the URL of an image, or use Unsplash. Here I'm going to use Unsplash, and imagine I want something a bit more business oriented than the previous one. I will use that image and change it like that here. So that's for the single components. You've seen you have other options. I don't have the time to go through all of these now, but it's the same principle. You can drop, you can add your image, add your text, and then you have other adjustment settings for the width, the background colors, and things like that. Let's jump to the blocks. The blocks are pre-built components that are taking the full width of the page and that are basically pre-built just for you to use them. And you don't have to care about the layout. It's automatically mobile responsive and adapting to the content that you will upload. And for each of these categories, it's not just one block that you have, but it's a bunch of templates. So for example, if I go in the strips, you have those 4 options. If I go in the partners, the logos, I will have 4 different layouts for my logo components. If I go, I'm showing you all the categories, then I'll go in more details in once. You have image galleries like that. And then you have the hero components. So here it's a slider of image, an image, and a call to action and a text. And this one is a bit special that we have built more for the lobby page. It's a banner that adapts to the user with some variables and put their profile completion rates and welcome them. I'm going to show you a bit more the strips just to show you how flexible these components are, and they are pre-filled here for you to visualize them more, but you can really adapt them to your needs and to the style of your community. For example, let's not have it there. Let's add this one here. So here, I drop this strip here, and imagine this is a context where I really don't want any image, just to be more text-oriented and have a simple line here. I will remove them. So sometimes like this, you have to remove it on all frames. It's just because some communities want one image and then another, and then one with text, one with image, etc. So it's just something that you will have to do once, and we preserve maximum flexibility. And here you remove the last image, you will have something like that. That is really a bit different of impression than the template that you had before, and can perfectly fit here in the what to do next page area. Finally, I am going to briefly mention the advanced component and leave the rest to Magali. The last section are the advanced components. So these components are dynamically pulling content from your communities and are updated as soon as there is new content in the module. They will get updated. So here you can see you have the upcoming events. Let me replace this one to show you how it works. I'm dropping that here. I have all these types of content: event, news, live feed posts, users, groups, and forums discussion. So if you select forums discussion, you will have the last forums discussion from your community. And then a few options. Do you want the last discussions? Do you want the highlighted ones, the most popular, etc.? And you can very easily switch the type of content if you want to rather display the news. Then you select the news option and you will see the last news on the leaderboard and other news that you may have seen already on the community. So this is very easy. You drop it there. As soon as you have new content, it will update and it will make your pages lively without having to do anything. As a layout, you have this one that is the most popular, the slider one. Then you have lists, and then you have publication. So publication would really be like if maybe you have one big event that you want to focus on and put on at top of the page, like our great webinar of today, you can use these components. Maybe you don't want to have all this content on your page. So like any of the advanced component and block component, they are very modular and you can remove what you don't want and just keep what you want on your page. That's it for the basics. Thanks for listening. And I'll pass or maybe we can review preview our page quickly. I did it a bit randomly for the demo. But here you have the preview option where you can see your page and the results either in mobile, either in desktop mode. So that would be our page. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm a big fan of the page builder specifically. I think that's one of the first things that I learned as a Hivebriter, and the lobby page or profile completion area is probably one of my favorite things to add to pages. So really cool design feature you guys have built. So Magali, I'll pass it to you now and we'll keep going with design services.
Yes, so hello everyone. I am Magali. I am a visual designer at Hivebrite for 6 years now, and I'm using the page builder every single day. So I do have a lot of things to say about it. We'll only have a few minutes, so I will focus on the backgrounds. Why backgrounds? Because they are an important part of the pages, and because we can do a lot of funny things with them. So I created this page that is mainly for showcasing stuff, but we can review what I have done with here. This is the page builder. So the very basic, you can add directly color background here. So for example, I can have this here. I can decide to have it both full width background or not. I can also play with the opacity. Sometimes it might be very important, very interesting. And we can also choose to display a background color for only one column. So that is really basic, that is really easy to do, but that's still important to know. Yet, we can also have images as background. So this is not something that we can have, at least for now, for the advanced component or the blocks component, but for any other sections that we will create, we can decide to add our own image. So for this example, I wanted users to feel like in Galaxy when they arrived here. So I created this fake logo to make it look great, but the image here, I created it, you can see it there. Up. So what I have done is that I created this image, this gradient with stereo images around. It could also be a photo from your own library or also from Unsplash. If you need, I don't know, maybe here, I can decide to choose it from here. But the idea with this image in particular is that I did add this wavy shape here, basically to make it more dynamic here. So when I save here, what is important to do with something like this is to decide the image position. Here, what I want people to see is the wavy thing, so I position it at the bottom. If my thing was on the top, for example, I could decide to have it there. So once it's done, what is important to do at every time, please to make sure that it is working on all the viewports. So you take your image here, your page, and you try it on different sizes. If it's not working, it's often a question of spacing. So you can here, for example, add a spacer and decide whatever his size should be. But also on the section itself here, we can here I did add a lot of spacing at the top and at the bottom to make it look great. So here, this is really important to verify at any time that what you create is great. So that's what I have done with one image. But then we can go further. Here, for example, I decided to keep a white background to push, to make the content more important and to put the spotlight on it. But to avoid having something very boring, it is great to change the background. Can be something very contrast or can be also something light between different sections. For this one, what I have done here is we see that there is a changing of colors behind these elements. So for this, I also used an image. What have I done, sorry. So for this one, I also used an image. You can see here that this is white over white, but this is an image with a purple rectangle here and a white rectangle here. Like this, I can have this background that is split into two parts, and thanks to the center position, whatever the size of my page will be, I will always have this section that is split in two colors. This is great, but we can do better. For this one, for example, we are having this wavy thing here, and again the background, the gradient, sorry. This is a bit different than this one because here I did put a lot of spacing here and there. For this one, it is more tricky because I'm having the text at the beginning, and if I don't have a lot of space here that is like sure, the text might overlap here and white on white won't be visible. So for this one, I created two sections. This one section, it is really easy. I did put my image here with the gradient. I did put the gradient at the top. And here I have another section. Here I'm having a spacer to make sure that this section has a height. And my image is basically just the same color than the darker color of the background. And boom, I'm having this, and it's working. And we can go even further with everything here, which is this type of section, for example. So for this one, what is really important for that it works is that the gradient is really horizontal. Like this, as long as the images work together, it will be great on any view. You have to make sure that they are all at the same position on the left, for example. This is what I do. Up, and then, so this is, you know how it works now. I put this image as a background with my spacer. Here, same, this is just an image, simple here. And this is the same kind of elements that I have done before, which is an image split in two sections. So here the gradient and here the white rectangle. And then just putting it as a background. The good point with this, I did put a rounded thing here, but it could have been with triangles or whatever kind of blurry background gradient maybe, and it's working at any time. So please, again, make sure that it is working on all the sides at every time, but I have tried it and it's working all the time.
Mag, I know that we will ask some questions at the end, and thank you to everyone who's here asking questions currently. I had a few questions from the chat that are specific to the demo you just did. Do those background images need to have transparent backgrounds, or can they just, yeah, I'll let you answer that piece.
No, like this one, it is just white. There is a white background on the image. This is white and this color. So we don't need specifically a PNG. As long as it's matching the color that is above here, it's working correctly.
Got it.
Very simple.
And would it be okay to see this on mobile as well? It's a little mobile demo.
No, sorry.
Awesome.
But yes, it is important to test also on mobile. So here you can see that the wavy is cut, but it's working anyway, so no problem. Up. Then here we see that there is the change of the colors that is there. And then here we are having the wavy. The text is properly displayed. Up. And the very beginning, here I haven't tried it just at the beginning of the call, so it's not working correctly, but here, up, it will work correctly when I have finished all my tries.
Got it. Thanks, bye.
Thank you. And there is one very last thing that I wanted to show you as background is that you can use GIF. So you cannot have very high, huge GIF, but if it's slight things like here, this is something that I created very quickly on After Effects, but I think you can even do it with Canva, for example. And putting this as a full width background is working pretty clean. Same here, we can we can see it on the mobile, and it's working correctly. See here, the colors are moving, so it's pretty cool. So that's pretty it for the backgrounds. There is one last thing that I wanted to show you quickly, if I have time again.
Absolutely. Keep going. You're okay.
Yes, so this is about this component here, that is the sliders, the strips, sorry. So I wanted to show you that we can have very different visual results when we are playing with components like this. Like, for example, this is my strip component, and this is also my strip component, and this is also my strip component, and this too. So for this, please, you can play with this. You can go here on the style. And here you can see that you can display up to 2 to 4 cards. So here I have 4, 3, 2. I can also choose to have frame colors or not. Like here, I just didn't put any color of the frame. Or I can have custom ones. So as I did it there, for example, I can play with this. This is what happens here, for example. And also I can have different fields. So I can decide to remove the images or to remove the headline and the subtitles and maybe the buttons. So this is a pretty simple thing to do, and it can make a huge difference. So when you are creating a page, I encourage you to try things and to play with the components that you have, because there are really a lot of things to do. With Marie, we are trying to customize it more and more and to make it better with the time, but there is also already a lot of things to do with that. One very last thing that is less fancy, but that is really important for a lot of you guys, that is when I'm using the advanced components that are here. Here, this is the forums, for example. I can display by categories. So if I click discussions, for example, only the posts that have the label discussions will be displayed. And that is really important, because when you are creating a page, you often have a goal, and sometimes it aims, for example, to have the spotlight on discussions or discussions and recommendations, for example. This is working for forums, but this is working for all the type of sliders that you will have. So if you want news, for example, or things like that, you can really decide what will be shown to the users. So that's something that might look basic, but I know that it's really important for a lot of clients. So I wanted to put the spotlight on it. That's all for my part. Megan, it's you again.
Awesome. Well, I will now turn it over to our Q&A. It looks like there have already been some questions that have come in. So please continue asking questions. I am going to start, Marie. This is actually a question more specific to the product itself. Is there an option for a carousel that can step through a sequence of selected images at some user-specific rate?
So we have the hero slider, and so you cannot put the timing that you want. It's 5 seconds by default. Every 5 seconds, it will slide to the next image. That's the best option to do this.
Got it. And Max, I actually wanted to ask a question to you. When it comes to like design services, what are some simple things that you think clients have the ability to do on the page builder to make their sites look better? And then what are some things where you may say, okay, this is definitely a little bit above a community manager's pay grade, and this is something that I would recommend you step in and help with?
Quite hard to answer to this one, but I would say for simple pages, often all what you have to do when you're working on your page is to use empty states, make sure that your colors are working together, the contrasts are good. I am here when there are either very long pages, so it's harder to make them look good, or when there are very specific needs, and for people who don't want to lose time on creating the pages also. Voilà.
We have a question from Fernanda. She says, hello. Would it be possible to have a guide with some simple questions or simple tips and examples of designs that we can do ourselves to improve pages?
Yes, this is something that we are working with a colleague, and I think Marie too. That would be very valuable, I think.
Yes, so we have a document with some builder tips, but I mean, it's still valuable, and we would work on a new one. So I think we can already share this one while waiting for the new version.
Awesome.
I think we can share it after the webinar on the community again, the one that exists already.
Very cool. Sophia asks, is it possible to add dynamic banners? Sorry if this was already addressed. I had some connection issues.
Dynamic banners, dynamic with images, or dynamic as the advanced component that we have shared? We don't know. So dynamic content, let's answer broadly. So we have, if you're talking about carousel with image that is dynamically changing, that's the hero slider that we mentioned. Every 5 seconds, it's switched to a new image. And if you are talking more about like dynamic content in the sense pulling content dynamically from the community, yes, we have the advanced component that we have been demoing quickly. You can pull new news, latest events, etc., to display them on your page. I hope that answered the question. Different type of dynamic content.
Yeah. If not, Sophia, you can chime back in and let us know. But thanks for the question. NJ says, I would really appreciate if the Galaxy test page is made available for review. Otherwise, is there any video with basic steps that one would need to take into account for building a community with different modules? And before we get an answer on this one, I just want to give a shameless plug to the Hivebrite community. There are some spaces in the Hivebrite community, specifically in the group section, where you can see how different layouts we've kind of pre-built as a test for you to mine and steal if as needed. But I'll go ahead and re-ask that question to both Marie and Mag. Is there any video or basic step people can use for page building within the community?
So like content to help you building, we also have an existing video that was at some point shared on the admin dashboard. We can share this one again, but it's more tackling the basics than a page more advanced like the Galaxy. In terms of, so we can share again this material that we have, and while we work on the new ones. And as for sharing the Galaxy page, this is, so we won't share this page exactly, but we will in September push some new templates on the page builder. That will be an FAQ page and a leaderboard. So that should help also to build other types of pages and yeah, go a bit forward with the tool.
Nice. Thanks, Marie. There was one question specific to the actual build, Mag, that I think you showed. Balish is asking, what structure do you use in the section join products or projects that matter on the main 4 elements? Could you reshare that possibly?
Yes. Okay. So, oh, sorry. Can you see my screen?
Absolutely, you got it.
This one? Is it correct? I think.
I'm assuming so, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So for this one, I use 3 sections. Sorry, 3 column sections. So here I only put the texts. Then here this is an image, as I showed you before. It's not seeing because it's white on white, but this is a PNG with rounded corners. And here, as you said later, this is transparent, to be honest. And then I have image, text, image. This is a spacer because if not, it's working ugly. For this one, I also decided to put a spacer there, so it adds a bit of dynamic, but that's how I created this. I hope this answered the question.
I think that does. And if not, feel free to ask it again. Let's see. Jodine says, we have some low resource users. Is there a way to turn off features that are bandwidth heavy or to provide a light view for maybe accessibility purposes?
So there is no way of doing that as of today, but it's an interesting point. I think you understood that during this demo that you have a large range of possibilities from low touch user, let's say, who just come and want to do a simple page with an image, a button, things that I've been showing in the intro. And then you have very advanced user like Mag showed, and that will do more advanced things and use more the settings, etc. So it's something that we have been starting a bit with the buttons as a first try, like show advanced component and just hide them and span them if needed. It's also the attempt that when we just did like stick to branding color or advanced in custom modes. So we're trying to implement this logic here and there in the setting panels, but it's something that we could definitely push more in order to, yeah, as you say, have the basic settings at start and then go deeper. Yeah. So the short answer is we have a few touch here and there and could improve that in the future.
Yeah. There are a few that are more, maybe less questions, but more some suggestions of like feature requests I'm seeing here. One is, can we extend the built-in search to expand to custom content group tabs? Search yields results appear only for media center, forums, or events, but not for group tabs. So that's one. And then Simon Eric is sharing, if a client finds another Hivebrite community that has captured the visual approach, is there a way to transfer sanitized page or site templates one from the other? And so I think both of those may be future requests. If not, Marie, I'll let you speak to that as well.
So just to make sure I understand the question, the second one is, can we switch from, I mean, transform a page to a template? Is that
This
the
one is more
question?
so, I really like, let's say I really like your community and I want to just mine the coding and the templates that you've used. So from one community to the next, is there any way to do that?
You mean a community from someone else?
Yes. So one
With
community to a community number two.
but I mean, that it depends if you are owning the two communities, right? Like if you are,
Like,
I mean, I'm not,
so
yeah.
maybe as an example, like the Galaxy tab, like let's say we want to take something from that. Is there a way to take from that design and move it into my community?
So the Galaxy tab is, so several answers. The first thing is that, no, I mean, you other communities will not just give you the page. I'm not sure. So that would be a bit tricky for a page like the Galaxy page. So this is typically the kind of page that Mag design with the design service. So if you want something of that level and you don't necessarily have the skills in your team, I think that's the best answer. But yeah, just to take a page from an existing community to another, it's not possible because we just, I mean, every community is their own content, so it's not, it's private. I hope it answers. Yeah.
I think so.
And then inside your own community, of course, if you are managing two different communities, etc., that your own content, you can, but otherwise no. And there was another question.
Yeah.
In the group pages, if I remember.
Yeah, that question was more around, let me make sure I find it for you. Oh, it was just making sure I remember this. It was about content. So content typically pulls forums, events, media, but it doesn't populate groups as well into those content blocks. So that was their ask.
Yeah, you have an option in the advanced component that is called groups. And here you can have a slider of suggested groups for the user, for example. That's the most, the main use case. So if you want to build a page at the network level, not inside a group, and you want to display the suggested group for the members, you can use this component, and it will adapt to, I mean, it's personalized to each user viewing the page according to the suggested group for them. You're muted, Megan.
Perpetually. There are a lot of really good questions here. So what we'll do, we'll probably populate them and try to share them at a later date. But there's one more question I want to get an answer on because I know a lot of our communities are mobile first. Camille asks, does mobile build work on some pages but not on others? If so, could you explain when and in which scenarios is it usable? I can usually open mobile build mode, but I can't actually make edits from there. They're definitely opening mobile build and not in the preview version.
Yes, so that's a good point. So the mobile mode is for the moment just for text and titles. So it means when you put the mobile building mode, not the preview, you will be able to adjust the font size of the titles and the font size of the text. And for the moment, that's it. Why? Because that was the first pain point of our communities, in the sense that they would have a big headline, and in mobile, one letter would go below. I mean, it would be not nice. So we first did that to solve this main pain point. And then the idea is that when you have this, that we build more, and we have many ideas for other options in the mobile mode, like maybe you want a different size for your image when you're on mobile. Maybe you want to just remove one block when you're in mobile to make a shorter page, more condensed. reorder things. Many things are possible. So that was the intent. So that is why for the moment, not everything is customizable in mobile mode and just the text. So sometimes it can feel a bit blocked in some area, but that will evolve.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Well, we are just about at time. So I want to give a very huge thank you, if possible, to Marie and Mag. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your insights with us. And thank you to all of you who have joined us. So if you're ever interested in design services moving forward, Mag is perfect for that. So please reach out to your CSM to get a little help. And if you're ever interested in help with improving engagement in your community, you can reach out to your CSM and I'll be there to help as well. We will be sending the recording via email. So if you have any follow-up questions, you can ask them and we will definitely reply. And also, we'd love your feedback. So there may be a survey that will be sent to you. So please take 60 seconds today once we're out of this call just to follow up and let us know your feedback. It really makes the difference for us, and it also helps us make very practical improvements to our webinars. So thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you around.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.